All right, hello. Day 6 of our pastor's devotional. We're in Mark chapter 13. We're moving through all of these parables and a number of different parables in this chapter that we are covering. We're today and yesterday are really almost the exact same parable. I'm going to read them. If you didn't watch yesterday's, let me just tell you right now. Press stop on this, go back to yesterday's. It's only about, I think it's about 7 minutes, because I begin to talk about the differences between yesterday's parable and today's. I'm going to read them both. So yesterday, verse 44, the kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field, which someone found and hid. Then in his joy, he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. That was yesterday. Now here's today's. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant in search of fine pearls. On finding one pearl of great value, he went and sold all that he had, and he bought it. Let's talk about some differences. For those of you who watched yesterday, and those of you who are watching today, let's talk about some difference between these two. They can seem the same, whether it's a treasure or a pearl. Guy finds it, comes in possession of it, sells everything that he has so that he can just be in possession of that one thing. Now, whereas yesterday I pointed out some moral, legal problems with the parable before, the treasure, there's no moral, legal problems with this parable of the pearl. The merchant is searching for the pearl. He doesn't come at it by mistake. When he gets it, he doesn't steal it. So he's in search of the pearl. And for them, in this context, when you think of pearl, and when they say pearl, just think like the answer to life, the most important thing. So the pearl was a thing of the highest value. Now, he's not actually searching for a physical pearl. You understand that, right? He's searching for, what the parable is talking about is searching for the thing of highest value. When you found the thing of highest value, you gave everything else away. When you found the thing of highest value, you gave everything else away to focus only on that. You know, there's lots of ways in which that that message preaches in our lives. So for people who are called to ordained ministry, they would say they found their calling of highest values. They gave away the other things that they were thinking about perhaps doing in life. People who are married, they found the spouse, the one of highest value, and they forsook all others so that they might be and focus on the one. People who are recovering from addiction and have gone through the anonymous program would tell you that at some point they found something of higher value, the most important thing. And then what they're able to do is put down the rest. So it's not just a pearl, it's not just a thing. It's not literally a pearl. It's the most important thing. What's the most important thing? Now, something that's different than yesterday, so besides the fact that he's actually legal, he's not like the man who finds a treasure and keeps it, right? He's searching for the pearl. He's store to store to store to market to whatever, traveling merchant. I mean, he's looking all over for it. When he finds it, he sells all the other pearls that he has so that he can just focus, just have the one. So he comes at it through moral means. He's also looking for it. He's seeking it. Remember yesterday, I think the point of that that parable is that even when we're not working, when we're not seeking it, God is still offering. God is here. And so the man finds a treasure even though he's not searching for it. And sometimes that's the way it is in our relationship with God. We don't, God opens our eyes to something that we didn't even know that we need to be our eyes open to. God answers a prayer that we didn't even know that we needed to pray. Sometimes that's the way it works. Other times it's more like this, that we are seeking. We are seeking. We're studying. We're worshiping. We're praying. We're serving. Doing all those things to seek, to be in relationship to God, so that it might be revealed to us what is most important at this particular time. And when I say most important, I'm not talking about one thing for life. It might be the most important thing for you right now as a spouse. The most important thing for you as a parent. The most important thing for you as a child or as a student or as a worker or as a friend. It's the most important thing. And the promise here is that when we seek, that we'll be able to find it. Hymn of the Pearl is a writing that has fascinated me for 2 decades as a Christian. And I'd encourage you to go and look it up. And it would illuminate a little bit about this idea of the pearl being the most important thing. But there are these people called Gnostics. Gnostic. Gnosis meant knowledge. Now, in later years, they were found to be heretics, and so they were banished from the Christian movement, and we don't hear a lot from them because of that. Now, later years, people have said, yeah, it's like every group, there were Gnostics who were like jumping off the deep end in the wrong ways, but there were also these other Gnostics, like there was a spectrum, and there was other Gnostics that were really faithful in what they were doing. Well, one of the things that was really faithful in what they're doing is this Gnostic writing called the Hymn of the Pearl. So if you Google Gnostic, Gnostic, Hymn of the Pearl, you will find probably a Wikipedia page maybe, and actually go to the Hymn of the Pearl and read it. It's not long. And essentially what it is it is a sermon that's given about finding the most important thing and what happens when we find the most important thing in our faith. It's beautiful. I commend it to you. I encourage you to do it now. To read it all will probably take you, 20 minutes. It's an ancient sermon preached on this text, encouraging you and me to not get lost in our search for the great pearl, the most important thing. May you find it this day. God bless.